We are past 7 o'clock, Mayor.
like subs or something. I've seen so many people can't come at 9.
We're past 7.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Common Council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of prayer. Thank you.
Council President Fire.
Here.
Alderwoman Calderon.
Here.
Alderman Brickner. Alderman Damon.
Here.
Alderwoman Fliss.
Here.
Mayor Tutai.
Here.
Alderman Wadwa asked to be excused.
Telephonic meeting, none.
The meeting has been properly posted and noticed.
Public hearings, none. Presentation, none. Citizens' comments. I'm going to probably screw up that last name, Michael Fad? Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to speak for citizens' comments? Consent agenda. Is there any older person who would like anything removed?
Mayor, I'll motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Recommendation of action from committees, commissions, and boards. Action to be taken from licensing, none. Action to be taken from Finance Committee meeting November 18th, 2025.
Mayor, I have a motion to concur with the recommendation of the Finance Committee to accept option 2 of the Anthem plan for the employee health care plan.
I will second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. And is that all?
That's all from
Thank you.
Finance. Thank you.
Action to be taken from bargaining? None. Action to be taken from Board of Public Works? None. Action to be taken from the Planning Commission? None. Resolution and ordinances? None. Discussion items with possible action. Application for variance 4140 South Nevada Avenue, parking lot curb and gutter. Mark or Paul?
The city received an application for a variance, and I know that this seems like a zoning board of appeals type thing, but it specifically is indicated in the ordinances that if a business wants to request an exception to placing curb and gutter on a parking lot, that comes before the Common Council. So 4140 South Nevada Avenue is shared in mold. They're doubling the size of their building, and they have to add on additional parking in order to meet the requirements for off-street parking for that addition. Their current parking lot does not have curb and gutter. They're requesting that the addition to the parking lot be the same in that it does not have curb and gutter. They still will have to grade the parking lot and meet the engineer's recommendations on stormwater management, but that is the request, is not to have curb and gutter. And Bill, if you have any comments?
I would just note that this is the last item, All other issues that we had brought up for the site plan have been addressed at this time.
So what is the reason for the city with the difference between a curb and a no curb with strength, or why is there that requirement?
That might be Bill.
Typically, curb and gutter is used, 1 for aesthetics and 2 for directing drainage. If you've got storm sewer going through a site or anything like that, you can be able to address the drainage through the site more easily with storm inlets. On new sites, we'd certainly we typically require that. In a case like this where it's a retrofit from an existing lot, it's actually more challenging to add curb and gutter to a site that the front half of the building does not. So in a case like this, we have addressed the comments to make sure the drainage is directed back to the required stormwater elements that are in the back of the lot. So we feel comfortable that without curb and gutter, the site will adequately drain.
And am I visualizing it correct that if we were to require curb and gutter, that half of their property would have it, and then the other half would be grandfathered in without it? Is that kind of
Correct.
the?
That's correct.
All right.
Well, and if the other properties around it don't have it, it seems like an unnecessary hardship for a parking lot that's contained within their property. And if they're gonna have the appropriate drainage and slope and meets
Correct.
your guidelines,
Correct.
personally, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I move to approve the variance.
Can we get a second?
So I'll actually, do we motion to, our,
There's a motion on the floor to approve the variance.
I will second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you for coming too.
I will say that the process has been really great. Mark's really great to work with. It's been really great working with everyone, very helpful.
You're earning your 14 cents.
Another one I gotta listen to with a fat head now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Agreement between the St. Francis School District and the City of St. Francis regarding a school resource officer. Mark or Paul?
Was on the agenda by the police department. So maybe, Tim, do you want to give an update on the discussions that you've had with the school district with regard to the school resource officer?
No, I think it's in my view, it's a good deal. I think for a lot of years, the school wasn't paying their fair share, if you want my honest opinion. Years ago, when they started off, it was like $10,000 that they were paying towards the SRO. Then we got it bumped up to 25,000, and then most recently 50. Lieutenant Harkis did a lot of research, calling around to area departments, and we found out that our schools, even at $50,000, have an officer in the school 9 months out of the year, roughly 75% of the time, they're still a little low. So I got to give kudos to Superintendent Deb Kerr. She's very pro-city. She's very, in my view, pro-police. She didn't balk at it. We want Officer Pekulik in the schools. They love Officer Pekulik in the schools. I just think the monetary, if you have it in front of you, they really up their game, and I think that shows how much they appreciate our relationship in having Officer Pekulik in the school. So I think it's a good deal. It's a year-to-year thing that we have to look over and review. I think a lot of the verbiage didn't change from the last MOU. I think the biggest thing was the monies. And I think they came to the plate and they stepped up the game. And I think in my view, what they're paying is adequate. So that's all I have to say on that. If there's any questions.
Thank you, Captain.
So you just need a motion to approve?
Yes.
I will so move.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Hey,
All opposed? Ayes have it. Appointments to committees, commissions, and boards. None. Correspondence with possible action. None. Unfinished business. None. Other business. None. Department heads. Amy, is there anything you'd like to say? Okay, thank you. Young William?
Just a few updates tonight. Update on Waterford Avenue. The utility work has been completed within Waterford Avenue. At this point, we have marked all of the restoration limits for the for the replacement concrete. Aerocrete will be mobilizing next week, and we'll start removals. We're anticipating that residents will still have full access next week, and then Aerocrete will be notifying at least 3 days prior to residents for that. So any further updates, we'll be able to get that out to residents in advance. But I would anticipate that first week in December is probably be the first time that they pour. At this point, approximately 40% of the pavement will be replaced, and that's based on the city's ordinances. In this case, because of the fact that the street's over 30 years old, we don't have as much leverage to be able to replace full panels of concrete. But we did our best to be able to go through and get as much replaced. But that's kind of the status for Waterford Avenue at this point. But all utilities have been restored at this time. Lake Drive, all work has been completed, and based on the contractor's discussion I had today, the detours will be removed, and Lake Drive will be opened up on Thursday, probably sometime midday. Our MMSD foundation drain disconnect project, we have submitted to MMSD. We're just doing a review at this point, so as soon as we get that back, we will go ahead and get an update to council and get those plans out for bid. The KK Lunham odor complaint, we're simply waiting for the last round of data set and are planning a report into MMSD either later this month or early December with our findings. As long as the data comes back the way that it has, we're planning to conclude that the issue with the odor is not originating from the cities. So we'll continue to work with MMSD on that. I had previously mentioned that we have some temporary patches from previous water main breaks that have generated or happened back in 2021. We've worked with MMSD, and we had originally planned on having those patches taken care of this year. They were unable to secure a contract, so that work will be moved to 2026. So come spring, I'll be providing an update as far as when those patches will be done. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Captain Blunt?
Me again. So we're back to our normal window hours. If you recall, we had to scale it back a little bit because of staffing issues. Knock on wood or fake wood here. We're back to full staff, so we're back to 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, and closed on Sunday. Closed meaning the lobby's closed, but they can push the button to dispatch. And one last thing, I always kind of joke about this, but not that St. Francis is necessarily a destination for holiday shopping, but we do step up our game for patrols over the holidays. So starting Black Friday, November 28th through January 1st, you should see, or the businesses should see, extra patrol walkthroughs by our officers, banks, the shopping malls, strip malls, and whatnot. We've been doing it now probably 10 to 15 years, and we've gotten great feedback from the community. So you should see our officers out and about, or in Pick and Save, or the banks walking through. So just making sure everybody's safe and feels safe for the holidays. So with that, I pass.
Thank you, Captain. Chief Pop?
I have nothing other than we're preparing for the upcoming lieutenant promotion process and assessment center by us. We have, as of coming up January 1st, we'll have 2 lieutenant vacancies. So we're doing the testing for that in early December, and we'll have that eligibility list put out so I can have the lieutenant spots filled for January 1st or sooner. Other than that, have a safe Thanksgiving, and if you're hunting, good luck.
Thanks, Chief.
I'll pass.
Ann?
And with the fire department's January 1st promotion dates for lieutenant position, I've already been informed that I need to be at the fire station at 7 a.m. to issue their oath of office. I don't know how that works, but we'll see. Yeah, on New Year's
Could
Day.
delegate.
I wouldn't do that to Rebecca. Which brings me to, Rebecca has been working diligently on getting the Badger books ready, so they will be rolled out at our first election in February. So we will now, everything will be electronic. She's been doing a great job taking on that whole project. She does have something that'll be going in the tax insert so that the citizens will be aware that there will be a change in the voting procedures. We are working on taxes and getting that information ready. And with that, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And I'm done.
Thank you. Paul?
Thank
Thank you.
And to all a good night.
Mark?
Thank you, Mayor. December is going to be a busy month for us. Our meeting on the 2nd, we are going to be having, hopefully the fire CBA will be coming before the council. I think we're down to the final portion of our negotiations, and that should be coming back before the council for approval. We're hoping to have the CBA approve it before, or the fire local approve it prior to it being on the agenda here. So that's going to be here on the 2nd. On the 2nd, we're also going to have our wage resolution for year end, as well as the public hearing for the budget. So that's going to be busy. That's going to be a busy council meeting for us. On the 16th, I'm hoping that we can schedule a committee of the whole meeting prior to the common council meeting to review changes, recommended changes to the employee policy manual. We haven't updated that since 2018. There have been some changes within the CBAs, both the police and the fire, that affect, I think, the other employees. So we do have to make some changes. So we're working on updates for that. But I would like to provide those updates in a committee of the whole meeting prior to the common council meeting. So the thought would be is that we would schedule a committee of the whole for 6 o'clock. I think we can get through it in a half hour to 45 minutes, and then the committee of the whole can make a recommendation to the common council. So the whole council then, we're giving the updates to, so that portion of the council isn't in the dark on what the changes are. So committee of the whole is I think our best bet. So the 16th is going to be a busy night as well. And then I haven't talked to Alderwoman Fliss about the possibility of a Christmas party after the meeting on the 16th, but I'm assuming she's got the idea that maybe we should do that again. So hopefully at the next meeting, we'll have some information on what that would be, and the employees, we'll get that out to the employees so that hopefully we'll get a better turnout than we had last year. We had a good turnout, but I think it would be better if we had a few more employees show up. So that's our December. It's going to be busy, so enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner before we have a busy December. Thanks.
Thanks, Mark. Matt?
Thanks, Mayor. I would also like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I'd also like to take a moment to just thank everybody involved with the healthcare renewal plan. We were looking at upwards of 35% premium increases, or plan increases, I should say. And that cost would have represented roughly $500,000 in real dollars to the city. They worked tirelessly to find a plan that keeps our budget secure and also is very similar, offering a lot of the same coverages. There will be change management associated with it. I'm not going to say it's exactly the same because it's not. There's material differences, but it will cover the employees the way that I think it needs to, and it doesn't represent just a massive hole to the city's budget. So really want to thank the city staff and everybody who helped along the way. So thanks to everyone for that. And with that, I pass.
Matt, thank you. Well said. I agree 100%. Don?
I also just wish say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Another thing on my mind is Hidden Ponds. Haven't mentioned Hidden Ponds in a while, but Hidden Ponds. They're building that Philadelphia-style row house on the corner there by Pennsylvania Avenue, on Pennsylvania Avenue. Their approach is double wide. The approach to get into that place goes right up into the grass. I think that should be removed and replaced and put back into where there's a curb so that it's the accurate size. Otherwise, I'm going to petition that I make my approach twice as large to my house so that I can match Hidden Ponds. I'm in the neighborhood, by the way. And with that, I pass.
You are? Thank you, Don. Debbie?
Same thing, happy Thanksgiving and safe travels for anybody that has to travel next week.
Thank you. Sarah?
again, same thing. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Safe travels, safe hunting for those of you who are hunters. Have a great weekend and stay safe.
Thanks. Sean?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. For the police, you do more than just have a presence during the holidays. There's a locksmith in Cudahy. Every time I encounter this man, he's the key magician, brags about your team and how if you find a door unsecured, you will stay there till he can arrive to secure that business for those business owners. And it's very commendable. He said his own community doesn't quite have that ethic, so he's much appreciative of what you offer to the city. From the employee health plan perspective, Scott and city staff, I was not expecting this pleasant surprise this evening. I was fielding concerns from employees about the cost. A 35% increase, you might have seen some turnover in the city. That's a huge burden on not just the city, but also those employees. The fact that you still have children's is amazing, because often when you get a change that's like this, you lose children's, and we have a lot of young families in the employee ranks. If you lose orthopedic of Wisconsin, you still have ortho opportunities within Aurora, so you still have some treatment opportunities. So this is exciting. I hope I see some of the employees and staff. I hope you're happy with these changes versus what you could have had. That would have been unbelievable. I'm not happy with 13%. When I heard 35, I was dumbfounded. So stellar work behind the scenes, and what a gift to have that here this evening to be able to approve that for the staff. And with that, I'll pass.
Thank you, Sean. I could repeat everything that everyone said because it was very important. But I'm just going to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And with that, can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. We are adjourned.